How's it going? Welcome back. Today, I'll be talking about Servants of Freedom. I think this is kind of a weird spot. I think that I'm kind of trying to go in order now. I started with just random war bonds, whatever I was feeling at the time. But now, I'm trying to go a little bit more in order of what I would most recommend. And I think that I would probably get Servants of Freedom third if I started over and I had to go through all the war bonds again. And it's kind of weird because this is the first one where I'm like, there is like one specific thing in there. Well, I guess Warp Pack is like the one where I'm like, there's one specific thing in there I want from Control Group, and that's like the one I would recommend second. But the rest of Control Group is honestly pretty good. Double Freedom, however, I hardly ever use most of the things in this. I'll tell you my build real quick. I'm using the integrated explosives armor. I forget which it is. I'm using portable Hellbomb, fast Recon Vehicle, Gatling Sentry, and laser cannon. Portable Hellbomb is the only stratagem you get from Servants of Freedom. I'm using Double Edged Sickle, I'm using the Ultimatum, and I'm using Seeker Grenades. Alright. Why should you get Servants of Freedom? Well, I mean, the main thing is the Ultimatum. Having anti-tank in your secondary is incredible in comparison to all of the other secondaries in the game. There has been so much discussion about the Ultimatum, whether it should be nerfed or whatever. I was looking on my map. I was looking for. I think I saw Sief and the Sief artillery and the Sief SAM site. The Sief artillery is in the city. SAM site's kind of north of the city. I don't know what I was trying to ping here. I think I was just pinging the objective. But what's worth it in the war bond? Well, the Ultimatum. It's incredible. It's the reason to buy the war bond. The Ultimatum is very, very good. It is like having a support weapon as your secondary. Because for reference, you can kill Bile Titans in one shot with the Ultimatum. You can kill Chargers in one shot with the Ultimatum. You can kill Hulks in one shot with the Ultimatum. You can kill War Striders in one shot with the Ultimatum. It has a non-stationary, faster reload than the recoilless rifle, I believe. And you can kill, what else? You can kill Harvesters in one shot with the Ultimatum. You can kill, War Striders, Harvesters, Chargers, Bile Titans. You can kill Dragon Roaches in one shot with the Ultimatum. In fact, I think the Ultimatum is literally the best tool to kill Dragon Roaches. You can kill parked warp ships in one shot with the Ultimatum. It is like incredible. It is a support weapon put onto your secondary slot. It is incredibly good. Yeah, I mean that's really it. It's just like that's the reason to buy the war bond. If you want the Ultimatum, you buy the war bond. It is really, 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 really good. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. What else is worth in the war bond? I mean, a lot of people like portable Hellbomb. Has pretty high meme potential. And the other big thing about the portable Hellbomb is you can use it to take jammers uncontested. I never really cared that much about jammers. I don't really think they're that hard, but for whatever reason, people complain about the bot front all the time. Yeah, I mean, portable Hellbomb's like it's okay. It's interesting. There's some like interesting strats you can do with it. You can do the whole like Mad Max witness me type of shit. Yeah, it's all right. No complaints. No. Yeah, it's just it's a backpack stratagem. I think it's outclassed by so many other backpack stratagems, but it kind of is what it is. Now I brought the car because I think the car is criminally underrated, and I wanted something that I was trying to get this watcher to pay attention to me, which is why I was honking the horn. It turns out that he does not give a fuck. I think that their detection is kind of based on how much you're revving the engine. So me staying stationless and honking the horn, he just did not give a fuck. But once I started driving away, he turned around. I was really trying to get him to call reinforcements because I was going to drive cross map anyways. I think the car is like criminally underrated. I've used it in I think one other video. I think it was like Hell Driving or whatever. The car is fucking sick. It's great on Illuminate. It's great on bugs. Bots are kind of annoying, as always. The least fun faction. They see you having fun in a car, and they will shoot that shit with a cannon turret before it even lands. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. The car's sick. I use it to a great extent here. Yeah, my whole goal was basically just show up to Outpost, one-shot every warp ship with the Ultimatum, move on. Because the Seeker grenades, even if you throw them directly into the warp ship, they will just activate and fly right out of the warp ship. So there was no real point in using the Seeker grenades for that. The Seeker grenades are pretty interesting. I think they are an interesting use of the grenade slot. They do kind of give you better ways to deal with certain things. Like if you're running grenade launcher, I think Seeker grenades are kind of a sleeper pick for automatons. Because you can kill everything on the ground with the grenade launcher, and the Seeker grenades can handle the gunships for you because they are homing. They also one-tap flying overseers. And that's about the extent of their like actual good use cases. I mean, there's like some other use cases to a certain extent, but that's where I would end its list in terms of meta capabilities. This flesh mob, annoying as always, flipping the car. I think he flips it back over for me, maybe? He does indeed, but I'd already committed to running. I think at this point I was like, whatever. I don't have any ultimatum shots left. I can't do this with Seekers, so... Those tremors were a little roughly timed, if you ask me. Slowing me with the Hellbomb there, and that. But yeah, portable Hellbomb. I mean, you see the use case. It's kind of hard to fuck up. It's a very cool stratagem. You do get it as a whatchamacallit, as a mission objective or a mission critical stratagem on one planet, or on the Hive planets, on one specific mission, the Destroy Spore Lung, and that is a great way to like go test it out if you're curious about using it. Flesh mobs are glitched right now. Their hitboxes are like kind of fucked, which is why I was able to just dive under him. Or at least I think they're glitched. I'm actually not sure, so don't quote me on that. Some people have been saying they're glitched. Some people have been saying this is intentional. I think they're barely even enemies anymore, so I hope it's just a glitch. And I think the Illuminate front doesn't really need to get any easier. But it is what it is. I do see this Illuminate drop incoming, so I'm like, okay, whatever. I will just drop this Hellbomb and hope for the best. It's kind of a shame it didn't get the Stingray. But, yep. Hellbomb. Pretty simplistic. Pretty easy to understand. I think it has a lot of interesting use cases in terms of, like, what would you want to use a Hellbomb for if you could. And you can get it pretty much anywhere because you can just put it on your back, so you don't have to worry about stratagem bounce or anything. You can just kind of take it wherever you want. Now I took Gatling Sentry because I think that both of the ballistic sentries, the machine gun sentry or the Gatling Sentry, absolutely trivialize the Illuminate front and make it very easy to get away with whatever build you want. So I did that, and then I took the car because I figured this build was going to be pretty bad at actually fighting the Illuminate. So I wanted something to quickly reposition, to put it lightly. And I took the laser cannon because I am not the biggest fan of the laser cannon. I have always avoided it pretty much, but I think I've been using it wrong. I think I've kind of come to the realization that you are supposed to sweep crowds with it, because I was watching someone else use it and they were sweeping the crowds with it, and I was like, wow, they're actually like doing pretty good with it. And so I gave it a test run here, and I was pleasantly surprised by how good it was. Also, if you're wondering, I probably should have used the Seeker grenades whenever the little thing, the Stingray, was doing the strafing runs. I kind of just forgot about them, to be honest with you. And I also wasn't sure if they'd keep up. I know that they can one-tap Overseers, but I really should have just thrown like 2 or 3 up. I think 3 would kill it for sure. 2 maybe. I don't know the exact durable damage on the grenades, but I know that they deal like 500 normal damage. But the Stingrays are kind of covered in like areas that require durable damage. But anyways, that's the build, kind of. I brought the Double Edged Sickle, which means my primary is kind of useless for me because it is really only usable in a whatchamacallit, in like a heat-resistant armor. I did try and kill his harvester because I threw a whole bunch of secret grenades there, and I should have focused his leg joint, but I was just shooting his eye. Yeah, this was a very weird match. My build is so janky because like half of it's a Warbond and then the other half of it is like really, really good. It was hard carried by like the other half of the build, because really the only like the best things in the Warbond are the portable Hellbomb and the Ultimatum. Not in that order. The Ultimatum is way, way, way better than the portable Hellbomb. I barely ever bring the portable Hellbomb if I'm doing solos or something. If I'm playing in teams and I want to like meme, sure, I'll bring the portable Hellbomb. But the Ultimatum, like this shit, I mean, you could like use this every single game without fail, and it would almost always like fit into a loadout nicely, because who doesn't want anti-tank or just bonus anti-tank in their secondary slot that they can just use at free will, that reloads faster than a recoilless rifle, does similar damage, but has no stationary reload, just a lot less ammo. And plus, if you pair it with the supply pack, because it is balanced around its ammo economy, it is absurd. You just have, like, you can have your entire anti-tank be taken care of with just your secondary by just having a supply pack with it. It is incredible. It kind of destroys the entire game's secondary balance to the point where whenever you don't bring it, you're just like, damn, I wish I had the Ultimatum right about now. But the way the Double Edged Sickle works is it lights you on fire the more you use it. It does not have ammo. Essentially, the gun gets continuously hotter the more you're firing it, until it eventually becomes too hot for your character to hold comfortably and lights you on fire, and you start taking damage from it. I was trying to do this the right way, but I was like, fuck it, we ball. We're just gonna start hitting that with ultimatum shots and hope for the best. I don't know what the thinking was here. That was incredibly lucky. And I also think that car was incredibly lucky. I don't know what killed that. I guess one of the mortar shots from the Crescent Overseer did it, but hard to say. Either way, I roll up to our first primary objective, the generators. I do try and park the car over here. I did decide to try and use the machine gun on this a little bit to clear out some of the enemies on there. I maybe should have turned the RPM down if I was using it at this distance, but I almost always just turn RPM up on everything I'm using because I want to be able to kill things before they get too close. We do hit our quota for eliminate overseers. It was probably all of the Hellbombs earlier that gave us a lot of that. Yeah, I mean, the Ultimatum is what you buy it for. The secret grenades have a very specific niche for if you want a grenade slot to deal with gunships, or if you want to have flying overseers because you have a hard time aiming against them or something along those lines. Yeah, they're alright. I think there's way better grenades in the game, but they do have a very specific niche. I will give it that. The Ultimatum is incredible. That is like what you buy it for. Portable Hellbomb, good meme potential, but not incredibly, not like game changing. I mean, like, you can use it to do jammers and stuff, but I think at a certain point you can also just do jammers with other equipment very, very easily as well. It won't one-tap the objective, but just having a better backpack slot will make getting onto the objective way easier and increase your likelihood or your chance of surviving as well. But it kind of is what it is. You know, personal preference, I guess. I think the Warbond is basically just worth it pretty much just for the Ultimatum. It's so game-changing to have anti-tank in your secondary slot. Yeah, that's like pretty much the sum of my thoughts on it. I think like at this point my list currently is probably Democratic Detonation first, Control Group second, Servants of Freedom third, and then I would probably get Dust Devils, which I already did a video on. And then I'm not sure what I would put in the fifth slot yet. I will have to think a little bit about it. There's some good candidates. This kind of sucked. Once this was called in, I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave because I don't want to stay and try and fight this. So I end up just heading to the car, which is why I think the car is so good, because you can just entirely nullify bug breaches, bot drops, illuminate ship coming in, you can just leave, and I can just go literally cross map, and I'm thus leaving the enemy spawn in range. So all of these enemies are just going to despawn, but it's still going to leave the bug breach or whatever on cooldown. So I can literally just drive. I should not go to this objective. This is not far enough. I should go to the one further away. I am making a mistake by doing this, but I think I realized this and eventually start moving because I don't want to. Aggroing these enemies is not a bad idea though, because sometimes you can pull them off the objective where if they are no longer static, they will either despawn or they will just chase you forever. And eventually dealing with them is the best way to do it. But this is the correct move, going all the way across the map, because right now we have just put the call in for the watchers on cooldown for 2 minutes. Oh, I don't have any ultimatum rounds. This is pretty bad. This is going to be a great showcase of the fact that you cannot use seeker grenades in this, because that shit goes right in and right out the other side, and then goes to find some fucking overseer to kill. At this point, I'm like, all right, whatever. Fuck it, we use the Hellbomb, and then these flesh mobs are fucking up my car for some reason. Very, very awesome of them, but whatever. Yeah, this was kind of an unfortunate place to be now. I should be able to call some stuff down though, and maybe get out of here. Yeah, I called down a Gatling Sentry to deal with this. I think the flesh mobs aggroed to the car because they saw me drive by, and they were like, well, we're just going to aggro onto the last area they saw me at. I don't know, flesh mob aggro is a little weird because they chase you for ages, and then like you take like one side step and then they just lose you entirely. It's very weird. I was really wanting the Gatling Sentry to deal with these, but he had other plans, I guess. Because I don't have the DPS to kill these at all. I cannot fire the Double Edged Sickle for long enough without it starting to kill me, and the laser cannon dealing burn damage is not going to chunk through 6,000 health on each flesh mob. I don't think they still... Dude, I was pinging my fucking Gatling because I was like, dude, where is this thing firing? Because I'm just seeing like half of its shots go like straight into nowhere. And I'm like, brother, what are we doing here? As I'm being chased by 4 flesh mobs. It was a little frustrating. 5 flesh mobs. It was a little frustrating to say the least, because I was like, yo, what the hell are we doing there? And it's like, this is the entire reason I want the car, because I can just drive away from bullshit like this. Thankfully, flesh mobs have been fucking nerfed or bugged or whatever's going on with them, and this was not really an issue because they do so little damage. And they don't ragdoll you anymore. Like, these guys are a shell of what they used to be. It used to be you like fucking were in the same zip code as a flesh mob and you were getting ragdolled. Thankfully they dude, this Tremors was actually like life-saving, because all of the enemies just paused. Even the flying guy, which a little strange. I don't think he should pause for Tremors, but whatever. They all just paused, and I was like, you know what, fuck it. I don't want to be here anymore either, so I'll just drive away. Because we should be able to roll it back up to the previous objective we were at, and there should be nothing there. Because everything despawned. Which is why the car is goated. It is so good. Excuse me. Yeah, car's good. Car has always been good. I will advocate forever. The car is incredible. I see like some crazy advice about like how to drive it though, like people saying like leave it in first gear or something to not ragdoll. I think you go really slow in first gear. I think just leave it in drive, and then you don't have to like manually shift at all. Like you just have to like kind of tap the gas sometimes. If you know you're coming up on a hill, let off the gas a little bit early and then hit the gas once you're on the other side of the hill. If you know, like, I was trying to kill, I really don't want that Stingray to destroy my ship, or just destroy my car, not my ship. I don't even know what kind of slip that was. I was thinking about some other stuff, I guess. But yeah, we do that. Call Sentry down to protect me while I move some shells. Siege always takes a very long time. Siege has one of the worst modifiers on the heat map for spawning enemies. So it is always a good idea to try and get Siege done as early as possible. You either want it done first before you're actually detected, or you want it done before you do like any outposts, and that will give you like or before any main objective is done, and that will give you the best case scenario for having the least amount of patrols walking into you. But even then, you're still going to have a way more spawning while you're at Seaf than pretty much anywhere else on the map outside of like the Mega Nest. But squids don't have a Mega Nest, so this was obviously like this is potentially going to be the worst part of the mission, was just doing Seaf. And it was going swimmingly at this point because the Illuminate Colin was still on cooldown because we just kind of drove away from the last one, which is like kind of how I recommend dealing with it with the car. The car makes shit really, really easy. Or not really easy because you still have to drive, and if you flip your car, you're kind of boned. Like as you can see, like my car getting flipped earlier because the flesh mobs aggroed onto the car instead of me, that screwed me over quite a bit. But here I'm like, you know what? I don't really want to commit to this. I will just drive away. I don't actually care that much. Yep. So I think we head back to where we just were, because all those flesh mobs that were chasing me earlier should be gone, despawned, reduced to atoms. I'm looking for a way out of the city. I do see one right there, so I take a nice little turn. There was a piece of a Stingray ship there that was entirely no collision, which is very nice. We do actually have ammo for our ultimatum now, so this shouldn't be that bad. This water was a little sketchy. There's the car can function in water, but for a reduced amount of time and going very, very slow. Now I try and park my car very specifically outside of the beam, outside of where these harvesters can see it, and somewhere where I can probably drive away pretty quickly. And I do that very intentionally. We do kill that one, and then I die to this fucking thing, and then integrated explosives kills my fucking car. This is, again, worst case scenario on this side of the map. So now I'm like, fuck, dude, I didn't mean for that to happen at all. I do the ultimatum glitch there, which if you're unfamiliar, you essentially take the ultimatum, or you don't take the ultimatum, you take whatever's in your primary or support slot or whatever, and you take aim, and then you hold the trigger, and then switch to the ultimatum. And basically what happens is the projectile of the ultimatum inherits the velocity of your character switching weapons, so you can shoot it much farther. And that's how I did that. I think that is a bug. I'm not sure. I hope they never fix that though, because that like makes it really, really easy to kill dragon roaches with the ultimatum, and there's no other easy way to kill dragon roaches. So I kind of hope that stays in, because dragon roaches are very annoying. I think they're probably the most annoying enemy in the game. I mean, maybe, I think public opinion would say people hate War Striders a little more. I pinged that guy because I could see the grenade going for it, and you can see the Seeker grenade one-taps that guy. I don't think the ping targets him at all, so yeah, it does not, because the other grenade goes and starts hitting those guys. Now I do start actually using the laser cannon as it's meant to be used here, where I just kind of like cover the hillside with it real quick, and you can see the kills adding up. Just one touch of the beam deals enough damage to light them on fire. I throw that one, and you can see that grenade again. Nope, it actually came back up and went to the right guy. Perfect. This mission's going all right at best at this point. We have done not much. We've done a couple outposts. We're 23 minutes in. This is not going all right, actually. We've done a couple outposts. We've done most of the power generator, to be fair, actually. But we have not done SAM site. We did Cognitive Disruptor. We did kill Overseers. We've started Seaf Artillery. And we've started the generator. But everything else we haven't really touched yet. I mean, it could be going worse, to be honest. It's just not the usual amount of progress I would have in the Illuminate mission at this point, because normally if you have an actual real build, you'll just kind of fly through the mission. I wasn't worried at this point because I'm still grabbing samples. If I get worried about a mission, I stop grabbing samples because I'm like, all right, I need to lock in. But yeah, laser cannon's pretty solid. It can take out those in 2 sweeps. I was never really a fan of it, but I was kind of sold. I think I was just using it wrong. I was kind of using it to like pop heads on like Devastators, which is honestly not great. I didn't really even think about using it as like a long-range flamethrower and sweeping everything to light it all on fire. That honestly makes it feel way, way better. I do switch to the Double Edged Sickle. I didn't use the Double Edged Sickle enough to set myself on fire at all this mission because I was really worried about it killing me. And I just knew I was going to need stims for other stuff anyways. Just because flying overseers can be kind of a pain and cost you a lot more stims than you want to use. But the laser cannon, I'm sold on it. It's actually very good against the squids. Would I rather have something like the Stalwart or the autocannon? Of course, but the laser cannon's okay. It's good enough that I will admit that if I see someone using it, I don't think they're just like handicapping themselves for fun. It's not bad. Yeah, we are almost done with this side of the map. We're probably not going to finish this side of the map immediately. We're probably going to use the car to dodge whatever the next call-in is because I don't really want to fight it, to be honest with you. Yep. This means our last side objective is going to be Sieve Artillery because we did eliminate overseers. We're doing SAM site right now, and we already did Cognitive Disruptor. So Sieve Artillery should be our last one, and it's already about, I don't know, 60% of the way done. We have 4 shells sitting right in front of the thing. Yeah. But yeah, Servants of Freedom, it's pretty good. It's not bad. You really only get it for the Ultimatum. Everything else in there is kind of niche. I rarely use a lot of this other stuff. The Hellbomb's cool and like does actually have uses, and I do see people use it effectively. I remember when the Vox engines came out and people were originally trying to solo those missions, the Hellbomb became the de facto way to deal with them because there's pretty much no units in the game that survive a Hellbomb outside of the Hive Lord. I forget how many it takes to kill a Hive Lord. I think it depends on how many sections of the body it hits, so it's kind of a little strange, but yeah. I do just decide to Hellbomb this objective because there was a whole call-in and this is going on, and I figure if I can kill these guys real quick, I can start at least getting progress on this, and then our generator is almost done as well. Yeah. I do screw up that guy. I really should just double edge sickled him just because they take so long to die because you're basically entirely using the fire damage of the laser cannon to kill them. So I really should have just used the double edged sickle at close range because you can headshot them and kill them way faster. They do call in. I should probably use a car and get out of here at this point, but I do commit to the terminal at least to get this started. Every bit of progress helps. We're kind of just working on our objectives one iota of progress at a time, unfortunately. I do think I should maybe hold that resupply. Yeah, okay. But we see everything coming in. We don't have a portable Hellbomb to bomb this, so we're just gonna drive away. Just quite simply, it's very easy. We just hop in the car and leave. I do want to farm some kills real quick though, so I do kind of just try and highlight all of the little vote lists real quick. Throw a couple of secret grenades in the air to take out some overseers, and then we drive away. And then we'll go back to doing Sieve because that is our last side objective, so might as well get it done. I think we have 1 outpost left, and I think there's 1 ship of the 1 outpost left. When you do turns like that, you want to like slam the brakes and then start turning. That's how you get the car to do that like power steering turn kind of thing. The terrain you can see is a little glitchy, the visual texture, but it is what it is. Yep. I think we have just 1 shell left in the terminal, so I should hit the terminal and then grab the last shell, which I do, which is smart. And I think if I remember, yeah, it's right there. Perfect. This is, honestly, I was playing pretty solidly here, despite the build being incredibly weird. This was a very, very strange build, but it is what it is. Yeah. I mean, I think I've covered the entirety of Servants of Freedom. Is there anything else I'm forgetting? I mean, Double Edged Sickle. I mean, okay, I didn't really talk too much about the Double Edged Sickle. It's kind of useless in normal armor, but if you're wearing like heavy fire resist armor, I do hear it is pretty good. I haven't used it much, but you can fire it for much, much longer, just at the cost of using stems or laying down to reduce the fire damage. That should be Sieve done, and then we just have 1 outpost and main objective left. And generators are already pretty much done. We have started the fuel pumps, but we haven't really made any actual progress on them yet. Now, I think I throw that towards main objective because I know I'm going to need it eventually. I don't really need it right now. I do actually quite like how the sickle and double-edged sickle feel in terms of like shooting and the recoil. Like they don't have much at all, I don't think. The downside is that you just have to use one of those weapons. But I do think the double-edged sickle can be good enough to like actually utilize. Just you have to have the right armor. And if you don't have Freedom's Flame, then you have to get the Superstore armor. So it's just kind of weird. And the way it works is that the longer you hold it down, the more damage it does to you. But it also increases in armor penetration from light up to heavy, I believe. So it's a very interesting weapon. It's very cool. It's kind of niche, and as I said, requires the correct loadout for it. And this, again, like most Warbonds, I don't know why, they always just have like anti-synergy. When you have your two tires in the air like that, you want to steer towards the direction that the two tires you have touching the ground are on. That will course correct the car and prevent it from flipping. I did want to aggro this guy because I was like, he's going to fuck up my car if I don't. So I do make sure to do that, and then I go over and start trying to deal with this guy because he's more annoying. Honestly, there's probably like maybe a faster way to take these guys down if you shoot in a specific area. I was shooting for the little like circles on their wings because that makes a lot of sense to me, but I could be wrong. Yep. I mean, honestly, he died pretty quickly. I mean, that was less than a second of holding it after. I think there's definitely a way to kill him in the first run. And I'm thinking about it now, I have no clue where that flesh mob that I was shooting at originally went, because this, I think, might be a different one. I do want to prevent him from flipping my car. That's really all I care about, because I need that car to leave. Yep, you just gotta make sure you kill them by shooting them in the head. That's the fastest way to do it. And then we are done with this objective. And so we literally just have the lever on the generators, and then we should be onto the actual main objective. And I think that's it. No, we still have one outpost. The outpost is not that bad though, and then main objective shouldn't be that bad either. So we're kind of chilling. The car kind of carried this build pretty hard, to be honest with you. It's really underutilized, I should say. It's a very good stratagem. You can so easily nullify entire bug breaches or whatever by just driving away and refocusing on the other side of the map. It's so good when you have like 4 people and they actually get in the car. If they don't, if you're like playing the game and you have the car, you want to like pull up to people and then honk the horn to get their attention to get them into the car. If they say like negative or they just ignore you, I would just drive away. And then if you have like some of their teammates in the car, I would only really do this if you're host, by the way, because if not, you could just get kicked. But if you're a host and people don't want to hop in the car, just drive away. Just be like, okay, whatever, man, you got it. And then just take the teammates and just drive away from whatever bug breach, warp ship call in or bot drop. Just drive away from whatever's going on and leave them to deal with it if they really don't want to get in the car. And then you can go cross map and start working on other objectives. Here I knew I was just going to portable hell on this guy, because I think I have another one ready already. So I was like, all right, whatever. I do break his shield just to ensure it kills. I was surprised the thing didn't kill me there. That's probably gonna be a thumbnail, to be honest with you. It's just, I mean, that actually looked really cool. I'm not gonna lie to you, I forgot I did that. I do grab this box of grenades because, you know, secret grenades. Now I don't know if a secret grenade will one-tap that.
Cancel that.
It kind of just ignored him, so I have zero clue at all. Yeah, I wasn't really worried about this guy. I kind of just want to get started on the main objective. We are kind of, at this point, I think I was a little more worried about time. As you can see, I've started ignoring the samples. I'm like, all right, we gotta lock in a little bit. Now I call my Gatling in that specific area because I wanted things to like funnel in and around to the Gatling Sentry. It's also on the lower level, so it cannot harm you down there without like a watcher flying at a terrible angle for me. I do choke the terminal a couple times because I think I was starting to feel the pressure and I didn't really want to re-record this video. Because this build is so strange, it has like very little synergy, and driving away from every single call-in doesn't feel great. It kind of feels like the coward's way out. I do throw another Seeker. 2 Seekers, actually. that one went and actually went to the Watcher. I don't know how much damage was because of me and how much was because of that. The Gatling Sentry, those reflex were really close. Gatling Sentry, as always, is fueled by friendly fire, so be careful. All sentries are. Those bullets are going fucking everywhere. I don't think I even like was paying attention to this when I was actually like doing the build, because I don't remember this at all. I did want to give it a little help because right now it is keeping all of the aggro over there, which is exactly what I want. It's allowing me to do the objective in relative peace, which is not going to last much longer because I think the sentry's dead, and we now have to worry about a call-in. Now I think if you drop onto this, yeah, you can avoid fall damage by dropping onto the car. And then if you hop into the passenger seat, you can switch seats. On PC, it's C. I think on controller, it'll be the same button you use to crouch. This should be our last warp ship. So we are now done with encampments, and we are chilling until... because the SCBM was like fueling or something, or raising the position. I forget what it was doing. But it was doing something while we were waiting. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I will drive away. I'll go to my resupply and just like go grab some of the shit that I first called down, which will allow me to come back fully stocked, full stims, maybe full grenades. Probably not. But it'll allow me to come back with much better resources. And it'll despawn all the enemies that just came in, which is like the big thing. The car is incredible for that. Dealing with... If there was another stratagem that dealt with this many bug breaches, but like just killed the enemies, people would never shut up about it. But the fact that the car can do that, and it's all taking is just time and just driving skills to despawn them, and people will never see how good it is because nobody ever takes the time to learn how to actually drive the car. So many people get the car, use it as a meme for like maybe a dive or two, and they're like, oh, the car sucks. No, dude, the car is very, very good. This build was hard carried by the car because I could not really fight anything because the laser cannon would just constantly overheat. I can't really use the Double Edged Sickle for more than a couple seconds without it starting to hurt me. Like, this build has horrible anti-synergy with itself, but the car allows that to be possible because you can just drive away. You don't need to fight everything. You can just pull up and be like, all right, good to go, and then pull away. Now, I was parking this car as if I was going to use it later, but I think I call in a new one. But I do recommend parking your cars where you can get to them later, and then also where you can get out with them quickly, just in case. You never know what happens, so having random cars around the map is never a bad idea. Now, I did that because I was like, you know what, we have some time. We're going to go see if this is super credits. I do drop a resupply and another car back here, just because, as I said, it never hurts to have more cars. Because you never know when they'll save you. Unfortunately, not super credits, so it is what it is. But we do still have one more prompt on the main objective, but then we should be done. We should be good to go. Like, this was not bad of a mission. You can tell like how strong I think a Warbond's build will be based on which front I take it against. Because so much of the time, if I think a Warbond build is going to be bad, I'm going to take it against the Illuminate. If I think a Warbond build is going to be good, I'm going to take it against the bugs. It's just like the inverse to relative difficulty. Because I think the squids are the easiest, bots are the medium ones, and then I think the Gatling Sentry killed that guy that quick. I'm actually not sure. Because he died really quickly. But we're done. Extraction is available. I think I do decide to take my newer car. There is nothing else. I did look at the map just to make sure there's no LiDAR or anything. I'd been playing the other factions, so I'd kind of forgot that squids only really have 4. And we already did all 4. I want to make sure there's no, like, nothing I missed. And I didn't see anything, so we call it good to go. Something calls in here, which we are happy about. I do throw a couple Seeker grenades to try and kill this Overseer, but he was being a little stubborn. But he moved back far enough that I thought it was fine. I can grab that shit and probably get in the car and drive away. For a build, or for a Warbond that's entire theme is like dying for the cause, bringing a car and using it as like the coward's way out is very funny. It's very anti-thematic, I guess. And I turned around here because I knew I missed my exit, and the quick U-turn of the car is one of those skills you learn pretty easily. I was pretty close to flipping. That would have been pretty bad, to be honest with you. Now, I don't think we're actually going to call an extract because I think it's just going to end up being called in automatically, in which case it is better to just drive around and wait on the other side of the map, because then when you drive over, extract is clear of enemies, which you can do in solos pretty effectively, or if you've had a really rough game and everyone actually trusts you in the car, then everyone can hop into the car and you can do the same thing in a multiplayer game. Here the car was really struggling with this terrain because I kind of slowed down before I came up this hill, and it kind of screwed me over. If this car blew up here, this run would have probably been cooked because I probably would have died after the time. I tried to call on resupply, but it wasn't available, so it is what it is. They immediately call in enemies. Great. Solid. We have 3 minutes till extract. Yeah, if my car died here, times would have been tough. But luckily, you can see I literally tagged the other side of the map, and I'm like, alright, brother, get me the fuck out of here. I do not want to be anywhere near this. I then instead tag inside the city because it's a lot easier to maneuver. The terrain's a lot more forgiving. And I started in that way. The car is always going to feel a little unwieldy, especially off-road, because so much of the time its tires will struggle to gain traction on like ice or sand, which is like half this planet, or any number of other things. But I basically just want to drive away, and then we'll come back later. And you can see, I knew I was going to land with the wrong wheels on the ground, or the 2 wheels on the right side on the ground. So I immediately started turning right before I even touched the ground, so the car would immediately course correct into putting itself back on the ground. Otherwise, that would have been very, very easy to roll the car in that situation. I do pull up here, and I'm like, let me just grab some stims. This is the resupply this is an untouched resupply that I called down ages ago. And I do tag my portable Hellbomb because I'm like, okay, I want that, just in case extract still has a lot of enemies on it. It really shouldn't, because I think I've driven far enough away from most of them to despawn anyways, but at this point, you never know. So, just better safe than sorry. And maybe I can use it at the end of the thing. This was stupid. Never park your car in corpses. Parking your car in corpses can fuck your car up. And that's exactly what happened. Thankfully, the other car that I parked facing out and everything is perfectly fine, perfectly usable, and I can just use this one instead. So I hop in this one and just kind of like, all right, whatever. We can pivot to this one. Doesn't make a difference to me. I hit something before I hit that kind of, like, a lot of times when you crash, it's because the car like hit something like on one wheel, and then it pulls the rest of the car into whatever you're trying to avoid, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I think I stopped for this because there's no enemies, and what if it's super credits? And it is. So, all right, we got 30 seconds, and we get out of here. This was honestly not a, I mean, the build's kind of bad. It has like pretty rough synergy, but, and I never really used integrated explosives that well. I think any passive that relies on you to die to really take use of it, like Adreno Defib or integrated explosives, is always something I'm not really going to enjoy because it feels like planning for failure. Once the shuttle inbound timer ends, you have 30 seconds because it takes 10 seconds to actually land. So once it says like shuttle landing, it's going to take 10 seconds, and then it takes another 20 seconds to actually leave without you. So you have way more time than you think, which can cause randoms to panic. But if you're playing solo or you're like playing with friends, just tell them, hey, don't worry, we got this. I will get you there in time. Relax. See, I'm getting out with quite a bit to spare. Check the map one last time. Show that there's no red. I do drop the Hellbomb in the rough direction of where the enemies are. And then I hop on because I wanted some more kills at the end. Just in case. I forgot how much I got. So it's going to be surprising. I'd take a guess. I don't know. I think there's a couple Hellbombs that did good. There's a couple laser sweeps that got me a couple kills. The Gatling Sentry obviously put in work. I'd wager I got maybe like 400 some kills, probably. Most of it voteless. We'll see. But either way, full clear, all 4 objectives. All 4 side objectives. All of the outposts. Main objective fully done. Good to go. 5 stars. Yeah. I think this is probably the Warbond I would get third. The Ultimatum is just so unbelievably good. Having anti-tank at just in your secondary slot is incredible, and it makes every other secondary look worse because they can't do that, and this one can. The car, as always, was amazing. Carried this build. Not great on bots, and honestly, it's a little terrain dependent because sometimes it can be a little rough to maneuver around. And going slow can kill you in the car sometimes, depending. But I think it's really good. I ended up getting 385 kills, 1 death, 18 stims used. 385. I was not bad with my 400 guess. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.